Mike Norvell, new coach, he's going to have to lean on his leaders, and we know that we want the offense to improve. But the reality is Marvin Wilson is a leader on that football team, C-Mart. He's the guy that called out Norvell for not being honest, and Norvell's going to have to stand up to it. When you look at him on the field, what do you think of him as a leader?
Well, this guy's a little bit of an enigma, and usually you don't use the word enigma and leader in the same sentence. But he is that on tape because this guy can dominate, take over a game line, plays like here, where he plays with such great pad level and leverage that he can knock back the offensive lineman and make plays in the backfield. Problem is you just don't see it sometimes all the time. But this is a 6'5", 300-pound beast that when he wants to turn it on, Michael, he's as good as any interior player in the country.
Yeah, he's a vocal guy, right? He's a vocal leader. There's a lot of times we talk about quiet leadership, but he's a vocal leader. And here you see it here. You see him slap the arms down, run around, get the strip sack, make things happen. I mean, this is a guy that's wearing 21 at Florida State. He gets the job done. And I love that. Watch him on this play. And this is one that I absolutely love. The quick slap, rip, get upfield, get there. That's why he's a first-round draft pick. The key is going to be him turning this into leadership for Mike Norvell, not just production, not just him making plays, not just being a first-round pick, but plays like this get you in the first round, but they also inspire your teammates.
And turning it in consistently. As you point out here, he splits a double team. Double team doesn't have any chance because he eats the ball. He has that type of disruptive quickness that you look for. And also, he has power. You know, he's able to get the offensive line on his back, and you went through his cadre of moves. He can beat you with a rip. He's got violent hands. He likes to get his pads into you and then get a feel for, you know, how stout you are. And then he's so good with his hand play. And so this guy can turn it on, turn it up, as you indicated. You wear a low number like that as a defensive lineman, you better be able to play.
Yeah, but you can't stay blocked. And I think that's the big thing for me when I watch him is there are times when he stayed blocked. It happened more early in the season, but when we circle back to leadership, right? And Norvell's going to need leaders. They're trying to fix the offense. Defensively, you need the defense to kind of take care of itself, if you will, as a coach that's going to focus on that offensive side of the ball. And you can't have your guys staying blocked. And this is the play that we talked about this in the season a year ago, where you can tell he's tired. His conditioning wasn't where it should be. He's tired. And for me, and the first time I ever saw, I don't think I've ever told you this, but the first time I ever saw Marvin Wilson was, or not the first time, one of the big times I saw him was at the opening. And he said, "I'm a real live goon. I'm out here to get it." And listen, this isn't getting it. And so if you're going to be a leader and you're going to be a guy that is calling out your coach, if you're going to be a vocal leader, we got to erase plays like this and put more plays like this on tape.
Well, this is the frustrating part. This is the enigma that we talk about, you know, where it's lack of effort. You know, this guy's got plenty of ability. You don't always see it. I do think it was a function of his conditioning. You know, maybe he needs to shed some weight just so that he can have better conditioning. But these are the type plays when he's a magnet, just kind of holding on to the blocks. You know, you want to see him be a more disruptive force. And I think that's the only thing, Michael. You talk about a surefire first rounder. He's got to be able to improve in that regard.
Yeah, and I think the reason I put that last play on there, C-Mart, was because at least he kept going. He didn't lean on the guy. He kept going. And I want to see him keep going. And that's the thing. You're not going to win every one-on-one battle, but if you keep going, good things happen. And that's the reason why we put this one on here to wrap things up. Is from a Marvin Wilson standpoint, he fights through that double team. He's ready to go. I just want to see him keep going. The goal for me, and I think about this as a player, and I would love to hear your quick thoughts on this, how important it is to see your leaders keep going. They don't win every battle, but to see them keep going, I think, is important.
You remember the show Dennis the Menace back in the day? Oh, Mr. Wilson. When old boy wants to do it, you know, he can do it through his actions. It can't just be words. But as you mentioned, the nice thing about him when you look at the next level is this is a guy that can two gap. He also can, you know, play in a single gap and be an up the field penetrator. We certainly saw that in the tape. And so he's got the mass, he's got the quickness. That's a rare combination. This guy will find himself in the first round if he goes out and continues to develop. And as we pointed to before, you know, tightens up on that conditioning and tightens up on his body a little bit.